Hey everyone, today I'm creating 24 cards using the leftovers from a previously used paper pad. This is from Honeybee Stamps and it's called Spooktacular. And there's probably a combination of the darker colours that are available to me today. I must have used all the oranges and greens on a previous project. I'm also using the Call Me Crafty May 2022 SheetLoad of card template. This is part of the SheetLoad Rewind, and you'll find a link below to a playlist where some of the other creative team members have created some videos using this SheetLoad. And you can go across to Alicia's site to find out how to download it. I believe it's temporarily out of the vault and available for you. Offline, I cut down the leftover pieces of pattern paper into the 1/8 strips and then the 2x2, and then I can't remember the size of the other piece, but it is available on the SheetLoad template. And I've just made sure that I have roughly an even amount of each size so that I can go through and come up with different color combinations that are going to work really well for the tones of paper. Now, I decided to try and make some of them look a little different by using a black backing panel, but the black that I was using here had a bit more of a kind of a muted black rather than a rich, bright black. And it just wasn't working with the browns and the oranges and the purples. So I decided to make most of the cards today with a white backing panel, which means, quite unusual for me, I'm actually going to create black cards. So up on the left, you can see there's 2 cards that I made with the black matting layer, and all of the others are white. And so almost every card, so 22 of the cards are going to be black, and then 2 are going to be the white ones. I needed to come up with an idea on how to do the sentiment, and I decided to make some birthday cards today. These are the ones that I would use most frequently. So the sentiment is from the Concord 9th, I believe it's called All the Birthdays stamp set. I'm not exactly sure, but I will put a link to that below, as well as everything else that I've used today. If there's anything that's retired, I'll still list it, but mark it as retired so that you know that I tried to find a link even if one's not available, because I'm trying to use up all of my older supplies. Now, my MISTI was super handy for this, and probably for 2 reasons. There you can see I just made a bit of a stamping error where I stamped off the edge of the white piece of paper. I should have been lining it up with a 5-inch mark and I made a mistake, but I flipped that one over and stamped on the back and nothing went to waste. I'm also using some longer white strips here where I have it stamped one direction, spin it around, stamp it again, and that means I'll have some flexibility when I decide to use these ones as to whether I cut close to the left or to the right, or at an angle or straight. Those ones I didn't actually end up needing to use. I had plenty of the smaller ones to complete today's cards, so they will go into my stash for another project. Just generally how I work is to create some extras so that next time I don't need to get out the same stamp set and get out my MISTI. Now, traditionally I'm working on things that are white, so it's super helpful to have a black mat pad below. Now, because I'm actually using black cards here today, I actually had to put down a piece of white cardstock so I could see what I was doing when I was lining up the panels on top. So as long as you have a bit of a contrast, I'm sure that whatever you have would work out just fine. When I'm adding the panels, by the way, I did them from the top to the bottom because it was nice and easy to trim the bottom of the cards to make sure that they were nice and smooth. If you line something up from the bottom to the top and it doesn't meet where the card fold is, it's a little harder to adjust. Now I'm working through adding my little sentiments, and this is very true to the card sketch. And then I'm going to add some dinosaurs to the first batch of these cards. One of the charities that I donate to is often after cards for primary school children. So when I picked this paper pad, I had no clue what I was going to pair it up with, but these little dinosaurs from Paper Rose are absolutely perfect. Not all of them are standing the correct way or facing the right direction, and so it was a little bit helpful that I did some of these sentiments with them on the right-hand side, and then you'll see in a moment that I put some of them on the left-hand side. That just means that when I put the little dragon or whatever dinosaur, it's not a dragon, it's a dinosaur, I can be really considered about how I line them up with the sentiment so that I am making them look as balanced as possible on the card. After I've gone through and done all of these dinosaurs, I then needed to come up with an idea on what I could do with all of the black and white cards. You'll notice that I actually made a conscious choice to put all the colours together here with the brown, purple and orange. And that meant that I could create some cards that were quite a different style with all of the black and white. And again, I really had no idea what I was going to add to the black and white cards, but when I dug through my stash, I found a set of ephemera that was absolutely perfect, and it was a big, giant bag full of loads of options, so I was able to just dump it out on my desk and then dig through for the things that were the perfect size and the perfect orientation for the cards that I was making. The pack is part of the Tim Holtz Idea-ology range, and it has 76 pieces in it, and I think on scrapbook.com it was about $6.99 US. So if you manage to get it when there's a discount code going, or when it's on sale, you can get a little bit cheaper, but it has really, really big ephemera in it. So some of them I'm struggling to understand how I would actually be able to use them for a card because of the size. So I feel like they're excellent for scrapbooking as well as card making. And some of them I might need to cut them into pieces if I'm going to use them on a standard A2 card project. So you can see here, I'm kind of digging through. This typewriter is absolutely gorgeous. I absolutely love it. And whenever I found something that I liked, I attached it to a card and I moved on. I tried not to get too stressed about getting the perfect item on the perfect card. There is so many to choose from here that I decided if it was the right size and looked like it fit nicely with where the sentiment was set up, then I was going to create a card from it. Once I get to the point where I have less items in this set, I'll get a little bit more constructive, or not constructive, maybe a little bit more targeted about how I use up the rest of this pack. But for the moment, there are so many things in here. It was really just whatever caught my attention that I thought would work. There was a mixture of probably things that are traditionally male versus female themes. And I think I created a pretty good match today. So I'm running through adding all of these in, and honestly, some of these things in here are quite unusual. I feel like they would be used for representing a really wide variety of hobbies, which is really, really nice to see. Now, if you're enjoying this video, it would be fantastic if you could hit the like button. That is how YouTube knows to share with more viewers. Thank you so much in advance for that. Now, because I'm using black cardstock for my cards, you'll see up on the left-hand side, I have some white paper. Now, it's not quite white, it's actually grey, and it's got a really beautiful pinstripe through it. It's really, really nice, fancy copy paper. So what I've done is I've cut it down to 5 1/4 by 4 inches, which is the size of a traditional card panel that I put on the front of a card if I like to have a bit of a border around it. And because this is copy paper, it's very thin, but I put a round of ATG around all 4 sides, and then I line it up and just put it straight on the bottom of the card so that there is somewhere to write the message. In the past, I have put a flap of paper so it covers the top and the bottom, and then you need to open it up. But I figured doing this way is nice and simple and pretty quick. I hope you enjoyed the video. I have put a link here to some more that I think you might enjoy. Have a great day.